Hey guys, what's going on? This is Adrian, and you're listening to the Stonerd Podcast. Thank you for listening. I know you got a lot of work ahead of you today, but first, listen to this podcast. It's gonna be short, it's gonna be quick. Let's jump into the episode breakdown, and I'll tell you what I'm gonna be talking about. So, I'm gonna touch on me trying to be a salesman, then I'm gonna move into how winter is coming. Any Game of Thrones fans here? I hope you like Game of Thrones because it's the best show ever. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. After those two things, I'm gonna move on to the quickie news, and that's gonna be it. So let's get into it. So I cannot be the only one who have these invasive memories from time to time. You know what I'm talking about. Those memories of things you did 10 years ago where you made a mistake or did something stupid, and then those thoughts come back randomly. I hate those thoughts, especially because you can't do anything about it, and I have plenty of those. I am too hard on myself, and I have a whole repertoire of those thoughts. And one of the ones I can tell you here, because I have a lot of them that I don't want to discuss here, but one that I can tell you about is this one time where I went for a job, and the job was essentially being a salesman, and I had to go up to people and try to sell them stuff, and that was horrible because I am not the kind of person that does well in that sort of job, mainly because I'm an introvert. I'm more quiet, and I tend to be a loner. It wasn't the right job for me. I don't know what was I thinking when I started doing that job. I had the feeling that I was not gonna make it, but I'm also the kind of person who doesn't give up. So even though I saw the writing in the wall, I still went for it. I was like, hey, I gotta give it a go. Even if I feel uncomfortable, I have to try to make this work. And so I stayed there for a month. But it was the saddest, most annoying and agonizing month that I remember at a job. I have some crappy job before, but this one job I really felt like a fish out of water. I remember this one time you used to have this thing that people did where you have a call, and once you made a successful pitch, you go and ring the bell. They have a little bell and you ring it. And I'm like, oh great, I needed another thing to make this job more stressful. So not only did I have to get on calls with people, something that I don't know if you know, but introverts hate doing. On top of that, I had to ring the bell whenever I had a successful pitch. And I am so funny. I used to do this thing where I used to get on the call, and no matter how the call went, I rang the bell. And there were other times where I wouldn't even call. I just pretend I was on a call and then get off the call and ring the bell. It was a disaster, man. Oh my God, it was horrible. And half the time, the reason why I didn't get on calls is because the whole point of it is that you don't know people like that. So you have to start with the people you know. And so you have to call people, friends or family that you think might need the product, and then try to get them to buy the product. And then once you get them to buy the product, you tell them, hey, if you love the product so much, you should recommend more people to buy the product. And then through your friend or family, you get other people. And then you do that over and over long enough so that I guess you gather a clientele. I'm doing this thing, and I think I call 2 people that I knew before I just gave up on the whole thing. I'm like, oh my God, this is just too awkward. And let's just start off with saying that I only know a handful of people. So that already puts me in a disadvantage. And those few people are not known to be the kind of people that will buy things like that. Random things that people try to sell them, I don't think they do that. They only buy things that they need at the moment. Now, it would be great if what they needed was the thing that I was selling, but since I talked to them every day, I knew that they were not going to buy the things I was selling. So long story short, I'm just faking my way through this, hoping I can make it. But 1 month in, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do it. I just gave it my best, but the whole feel the job, the whole trying to sell people things, I just wasn't able to do it. And I just have to parachute out of that job. And now every time people try to like sell me things, I get like a flashback of that month of terror that I had to like do all these things and call people. So it's just one of those things that I really don't like to think about, but sometimes invades my mind. And that's about it. Another thing that I hate, the cold, which by the way is getting cold. So the summer is gone. It sucked because I was hoping to do a lot of things during the summer, but due to COVID and all the shenanigans, I wasn't able to do all those things. And I feel like, I didn't get the best out of it. So it's a shame. But look at it on the bright side, it's sweater weather. And so you get to wear those baggy clothing, and then you can fake people into thinking you're in shape, but in reality you're just fat. And I've tried to lose weight before, but then 9 p.m. rolls around and I think to myself, what if today's my last day on earth? I need to have one last slice of pizza, and I do that over and over again until it's just a vicious cycle of me asking if today is my last pizza. So, could this be my last slice of pizza? I don't know. Yeah, but this cold weather just makes me want to just stay in bed and don't get up, don't do anything really. I used to be okay with the cold, but somewhere along the lines, I just gave up and I just started hating the cold. I like when you get to see the snowfall, when it snows and it's kind of pretty. But other than that, warming up your car in the morning, oh, that's the worst. But garages are underrated. If you have a car garage at home and you actually use it to store your car, that is a game changer. You know how people like turn their garage into a room? Well, yeah, if you're smart, what you want to do is leave your car inside the garage so that when it's cold outside, you don't have to like do that brisk walk outside, turn on the car for a little bit while it gets warm, and then you have to maybe sit inside the car. Your hands are cold. Oh, I don't know why, but my hands are so crappy. Like, my hands get cold so fast. It could be like 50, and my hands are like cold, like ice cold. I know people that wear shorts all through fall. They just like wear a hoodie on top, but underneath they have shorts. That doesn't work for me. Like, I need to be as bundled up as possible because I'm the kind of person that gets cold easily. Oh, it's the worst. And now let's jump into the quickie news. The rapper Ice-T seems to be working with the Trump administration, and black people are not happy with him. COVID cases seems to be increasing here in the US. That's a thing. So, Coming to America is getting a sequel, and reportedly Amazon bought the rights to it for $125 million. I'm really excited, looking forward to that because I saw the first one and I really like it. So hopefully they don't mess it up. And Donald Trump apparently is immune to the virus. Also, young Jamie from the Joe Rogan Experience came down with COVID. So I hope he gets well soon. So I'll keep you posted on the condition of my boy Jamie, a longtime friend of the podcast here. He's not really a friend. Now, before I say my goodbyes, let me tell you, for you anime fans, a few animes that you can watch now during October to get your spooky vibes going. I got 12 for you. Here it is: Castlevania, Blood Plus, Ghost Hunt, Angels of Death, Tokyo Ghoul. I love Tokyo Ghoul, by the way. Hell Girl, Devil's Line, Black Butler, Helsing, Death Note, another, Devilman Crybaby. So there you go. Those are the 12 animes that I recommend for you to watch during Halloween, or at any point during the year. Anime is life, so please go and watch if you haven't. And don't give me that bullshit like, oh, you're not kids, why are you watching cartoons? There are no cartoons, man. More than half the titles I mentioned just now have a lot of adult content that probably shouldn't be watched by children. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. I'll see you guys on the next one.